In this video, I'd like to implement the profile activity. Currently, if I tap on the profile icon in the menu, we navigate to an empty activity, but what I'd like to show is all the posts made by the user specified. So in this case, the logged in user. So if you think about it, the content that we're going to display here in this profile activity is going to be exactly the same as what we already display in the posts activity. The only difference will be the query we make to fetch data. So one approach you could do is basically copy over all the logic that we added for post activity and then just modify the query. So here we have post reference and we're doing a query on the post collection. We're limiting it by a certain number and then we're ordering it by a certain field. And what you could do is just copy over this and then add one more condition, which is to query only posts made by a certain user. This works, but it's not the best approach because you're duplicating a bunch of code, which is almost identical except for this one line. So instead, what we'll do is share the same code between post activity and profile activity. The way I'll do that is actually have them share the same underlying layout. So instead of having a custom on create where we set the activity profile, I'm going to inherit from post activity. And in order to inherit from post activity, we need to go back into post activity and make this class open. That means that we can actually subclass it, which is what we're doing here. Now that we have this, we can get rid of the onCreate method. And another thing we can do just to clean things up a little bit is I want to delete profile XML file that was generated because we're no longer referencing that. The activity profile XML. Okay, so if we run the app now, when I tap on the profile, we're essentially rendering the same exact thing as post activity, except the menu will be different. So let's verify that actually happens. Then go into the profile, and you can see the content of the activity is identical. So we have all the posts made by all the users. What we're seeing here in the menu is interesting though. We're seeing both the menu for the post activity and the profile activity. And the reason for this is if you look at the onCreate options menu method, we are inflating the menu profile, which is designed to represent the menu for the profile, but then we're also calling super.onCreate options menu, and that will call the onCreate options menu for the post activity, and that will also add in the menu items from this layout file. And so instead of calling super, I'm just going to return true here. Now if we run it, we should only see the logout option in the profile menu. So we tap on the profile, and now you can see we only see the logout option. Great. So the question now is, how do we send extra information into the intent to the profile to indicate that we're looking at someone's profile and we should update the query so that we don't see all the posts, but instead see only the posts made by this user. So in this example, I'm logged in as myself, as Rahul, and I want to only see the post, this panda post and then this hipster post, but I shouldn't be seeing the Golden Gate post. In our database, the username uniquely identifies each user in our application. And so what we're going to do is when we open up the profile activity, we're going to pass in the username string as a way to understand which posts to query for. The way this works is we're going to pass in an extra into the intent, which is the username. So I'll define a constant here, extra username. For now, I'm going to hard code in a username of Rahul, which is me, but this should be updated to the signed in user, and we'll get to that later. But for now, let's just define this. And if the extra username field is not null when we get inside the onCreate of the profile activity, that means that we're looking at a profile activity and not the post activity. If that happens, we should update the conditions on this post query. So let's just check that here. If intent.getStringExtra, and we pass in the extra username, if this is not null, then we want to update this post reference. So I'm going to copy over this into a separate variable, say val username. And if the username is not null, now we want to say post reference dot where equal to. So we only want to get post which satisfies a certain condition where the user dot username is equal to the username variable. And this is a field path. The way you can think about this is if you go back into your Firebase console, every post has these certain attributes, and including what we defined earlier, which is a user map which has certain fields. So what we want is the username field of this user map. And the way we access that is user.username. The gotcha here is that the post reference is immutable. So by default right now, this won't actually make any difference to the post reference. Instead, we need to assign the result of this back into post reference. Because post reference is a val, we can't reassign it, which means that we need to now make this a var. So let's run the app now. And if we did our job properly, then we should only be seeing posts by me now in the profile page. So I tap on the profile icon, and now you can see that we only see the 2 posts, the panda and the hipster look, and the Golden Gate one is gone. Great. This is hard-coded though, so obviously we want to update this to be the user who signed in. In order to get the username of the signed in user, we're going to look back at Firebase. The signed in user is some entity in authentication. So we'll be able to get the user UID from Firebase auth, similar to what we did in login activity. Based on that, we'll then make a query on the users collection to get the details of that user document. And that will be what contains the username field. So if we go back up, I'm going to define a variable up here, which is going to be a signed in user. This is going to be of type user. Our goal here is to look at the signed in user UID and use that to query on the users collection. So I'm going to bring up the Firestore DB higher because we're going to reference that again. And we're going to look at the users collection. And the document that we care about within the users collection is the one which has a specified UID that we get from the Firebase auth. So current user technically might be null, but in reality, so that's why we need to specify the question mark here. But in reality, the only way you can navigate into the post activity is if you've logged into the app already. So I'm going to cast this as a non-nullable string. And now we'll call .get, and then we add a success listener. So if this call succeeds, now we have the user object in memory. And we also can add a failure listener so that we get notified if something went wrong. Okay, now that we have the sign-in user, we can use that to pass in the proper username. So I'll say signed in user dot username. And then sign in user could be null, so I'm going to add a question mark here. All right, so let's try this. I'm going to run the app. And we don't expect any behavior change for Rahul, my user, because that was what we had hard-coded in before. Let's verify that still works. And then I'm also going to try logging in as Nathan. So if I log in as myself, which is what we had before, we can see the 2 posts by Rahul. And now I'm going to log out. And let's put in Nathan's email address and password. Okay, so I've logged in as Nathan now. I go to the profile. We can see that we only see Nathan's post. The last thing I'll do for this video is to update the action bar to make it obvious that we're looking at someone's profile. So the place that we get the username, inside of that, if the username is not null, then let's grab a reference to the support action bar, which is that bar at the very top of the application, and we can set the title of it to be the username. So if we run this now, we should get this action bar updated to be Nathan. So now if I tap on profile, you can see that the action bar is updated to show that user's name. In this point in our application, we're done with being able to query posts and displaying those posts in our application, both in the main screen, the post activity, and in the profile screen. In the next video, we're going to add a button in the bottom right, a floating action button, which will allow us to start the creation flow. Let me know how you're doing with building out InstaFire so far in the comments. If this was helpful, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.